Magi greatness. Alright, so definitely a lot of this chapter had to do with Alibaba kind of just being shocked at what the fuck he just saw. And I think that one of the big things that that flashback did, not only with kind of showing everyone what happened and what this world could basically come to if it keeps going the way that it's going, but also I feel as though it helped to strengthen the bond between Aladdin, Alibaba, and Morgiana. Because prior to this, Morgiana and Alibaba really had no prior knowledge to Aladdin up until they've seen him. They just thought, you know, he was some crazy little boy and he had these weird powers and there was something off about him, something a little bit different, but they didn't have any idea of what he's been through up until this point. So for them, this is kind of like, he's been through just as much pain as I have. You know, Morgiana, again, the things she's been through, Alibaba, the things he's been through, and now it's kind of like, yeah, we really need to stay together. We've been through too much to let any one of us get hurt anymore. So definitely, if anything that flashback did, and what the chapter kind of felt displayed, is that it brought them together even further. And funny stuff, seeing Morgiana run up to them. It's like, oh my gosh, don't get me wrong. I actually really did enjoy the cast that we had for Alma-Tehran, and I'm going to miss seeing, you know, a more older cast, but it feels great to see that fucking cast back again. Morgiana, Alibaba, and Aladdin. And one of the most surprising things about this chapter for me personally is to see Sinbad's reaction, because we all know Sinbad. We all know that there's a lot of layers to this character. There's a lot of different things about him. He's kind of a little bit out there. It's like we don't know what the fuck he's planning. But to see his reaction with this chapter and how much this flashback seemingly affected him, that he just looks absolutely in awe at the thought of what he just heard. And even the way he was kind of just saying the couple like little lines that he said regarding like Solomon's like, so wow, this was the truth of what happened to you, King Solomon, or this is what you wanted. Basically, you could definitely see, first of all, that with him calling him King Solomon, maybe he respects the struggles that he went through. Maybe this kind of gave him an idea of what he should do or where he should go. And just seeing him in awe, it's like, it baffles the fuck out of me to see Sinbad, the man that is so calculative, so fucking just on point with everything, to be in awe of this story. You know, something in this story, especially I believe King Solomon, affected him greatly, and this might change the way he goes about things. I'm not saying 100% because we know at the end of the day Sinbad is a sneaky motherfucker, and for all we know, this, you know, all that he's looking in could just be a facade to throw people off into thinking, man, maybe, you know, this really changed Sinbad, or maybe this could be a part of his plan. Like, again, we don't know what this guy's Sinbad. He's crazy. For all we know, he's just putting on this facade like, this really changed me, because he doesn't want to lose Alibaba, because he knows you lose Alibaba, you're losing Aladdin, you lose Aladdin, you lose the possibility of having a Magi for Cindria. So he's right now playing it very safe if he is indeed bullshitting. And I was hoping that during this speech, Alibaba would have come to a decision as to what he wants to do, because we can't forget that prior to this, you know, story that we heard regarding Alma-Tehran, Alibaba was in the midst of, should I go with, you know, the Kouen Empire? Should I stay with Cindria? Should I go to the Kouen Empire as a spy for Cindria? What do I do? So I was hoping he would have come up with an answer, but at the end of the day, it's Alibaba. And I feel that though Shinobu has kind of groomed us to the point where we don't expect too much of Alibaba. Maybe when it comes down to when the chips are down, he will be there, but it's Alibaba at the end of the day. He's gonna fucking struggle with this until the very last second. And I really wish he didn't take up that much panel time, because in all honesty, I think most of us was really just curious as to what Sinbad and Kouen had to say about all this, because we kind of got a lot of Alibaba, like, you know, reminiscing and kind of thinking back to when he first met Aladdin and all that stuff, and it was kind of like, yeah, that's cool. I think we've had enough flashback for a while now, so I was more so hoping to get a little bit more from Sinbad, but I guess we'll get a lot more of that next week. But hearing what some of their people had to say about this, you could definitely see that not everyone was that moved by the story. Some of the people were like, no, we're not going to abide by anything. At the end of the day, we're still in the midst of right now a turmoil, so to speak, because when Aladdin comes up with that idea, let's do a ceasefire, no more fighting, let's take down the real threat, Al-Thaman, and kind of get a little bit of a picture of that fucking snake bitch Arba there. I'm like, ooh, that fucking disgusting bitch. But I think what is going to happen, where they basically said they made up their mind, because, you know, the people, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the soldiers want. It's what Kouen, Mu, and Sinbad say. That's basically what it is. I think they're going to say for now, we'll ceasefire up until we get rid of the threat Al-Thaman. That's what I think they're going to go with, because at the end of the day, it would be wiser to do that. Get rid of the fucking thing that wants to destroy the world. Then you can fight amongst each other. But with Sinbad, I don't know if that will be the case, because at the end of the day, oh, the guy, he's so fucking manipulative. He could just say all this, and while they're leaving, fucking stab Kouen, because we can't forget, none of them have their metal vessels with them right now, so anything goes right now. If fucking Mu wants to just bash one of their brains in, he can very well try. And overall, not too much in this chapter, mainly just getting the aftermath of what some of the people think. Again, I really wish we would have focused more on Sinbad and Kouen and them. And if we look at where everyone's at right now, I think that the Reign is in the worst position right now with Mu and them, because they basically are screwed. They kind of like edged over towards Kouen and, you know, the Kouen Empire and whatnot. So now Sindria's kind of looking at them a certain way, you know, Sinbad and them. So they're kind of like, okay, yeah, if they don't want to stay with Kouen, and, you know, Kouen, at the end of the day, they have Altharman kind of residing with them, then they can't go back to Sindria. They're going to look bad. So I think Reign Empire is in the worst position. And at the end of the day, I'm wondering, where the fuck is the leader of the Reign as well? Why do you got Mu, one of the finalists, kind of there? It should be the leader of the Reign. Like, what's up with the King of the Reign? Kind of has me wondering, like, is he just so unimportant? Is he old? Is it just that he's scared? But yeah, not too much with this chapter. I think the biggest thing we got was the reactions from some of the people, in particular Sinbad, just being in awe of that backstory. And we'll see what they come to with this one. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. Good chapter for the most part. Alibaba needed to shut up. And again, Shinobu made us this way. Shinobu made us like, Alibaba, just shut the fuck up and let us hear what everyone else has to say. Let me know what you guys think. First of all, what do you think is going to be the decision of the three? What do you think Sindria? What do you think Kouen? And what do you think Reign is going to come to in the end regarding this issue? Are they going to cease fire for now until they go up against Altharman and get rid of them? Or are they going to just say that and then sneak amongst each other? What do you think is going to go down now with their final decision as far as what Aladdin laid out for them? Do you think that legitimately Sinbad was affected by that, or is he bullshitting again because it is Sinbad? And your overall thoughts of the chapter. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything